Do you like dinosaurs? If you do, now is a great time to be playing Magic the Gathering. Hey everyone, my name is DJ. This is the Jumbo Commander YouTube channel, and there are a lot of great dinosaur cards coming out right now. Spoilers for the cards from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan, we know there's going to be a ton of dinosaurs in there. We also have a Jurassic Park themed secret lair, not to mention some really great dinosaurs from the Doctor Who Commander series. So let's talk about some cool dinosaurs, and let me give you a taste of a really cool dinosaur commanded deck. Let's talk about the dinosaurs from the Doctor Who set first, because those are the ones you're going to be able to get your hands on first. First thing I want to talk about is Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Dinosaurs on a Spaceship is 4 red, white for a 7/7 dinosaur with vigilance and trample. Other dinosaurs you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance and trample. Suspend 4 for 3 red, white. Whenever a time counter is removed from Dinosaurs on a Spaceship while it's exiled, create a 2/2 red and white dinosaur creature token with flying and haste. Dinosaurs on the Spaceship has 2 different modes, both of which are really great. Play it as a 5-drop and have this give you value over multiple turns, making sure that you have dinosaurs on the battlefield, making sure you have that board presence, and then also the big dinosaur aspect. You know, getting something big, pumping your other team, something that's really good to hit off of a Galta attack. I think if you just say the name Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, it has you feeling like this is a silly card, but let me convince you, it's going to be quite good in Commander because it allows you to go really wide and big at the same time. Next, let's talk about Displaced Dinosaurs. 5 green for a 7/7 dinosaur. As a historic permanent enters the battlefield under your control, it becomes a 7/7 dinosaur creature in addition to its other types. Whew. Okay, so first off, it has to be historic permanent. So artifacts, legendaries, sagas are all historic. Granted, it's very cool if your saga or your planeswalker is also a 7/7 dinosaur, thumbs up to that, but come on, let's just investigate a bunch of times. Let's put a bunch of clues onto the battlefield. Let's put food and tokens. I mean, just imagine all of the food we can just dump on the battlefield, and all of those are 7/7s. This is itself a 7-drop, and so it's going to be pretty vulnerable, but I love the over-the-top play, the potential that this card has, even though it's not going to be as powerful as some of the other cards on this list. Next is a card spoiled from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. It's Galta Stampede Tyrant. Galta Stampede Tyrant is 5 green for a 12/12 legendary creature elder dinosaur with trample. When Galta Stampede Tyrant enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. That's a pretty powerful and cool effect, although it's very over the top. You need 8 mana. So I'm wondering, okay, if you're all the way up to 8 mana, how many other creatures are going to be in your hand? Are you not curving out the entire time deploying your creatures? It is kind of cool if this can come out of the command zone, so you kind of ramp, play Galta, then play a couple other things from your hand. But ultimately, I think that Galta is not going to play as well as people are expecting. Regardless of whether I think this is a good Commander card, I don't think it's that great. I do think it's a fun Commander card, especially if you can cheat this into play. I would totally attack with a Jisath, put this onto the battlefield, trigger, dump the rest of the dinosaurs from my hand on the battlefield. Those play patterns sound super fun. And then finally, I want to talk about the most narrow card, but the one I'm the most excited about. It's Indominous Rex Alpha. Indominous Rex Alpha is 1 Dimir that could be played with either a blue or a black, green. So that's 5 mana total, 3 different colors for its color identity. As Indominous Rex Alpha enters the battlefield, discard any number of creature cards. It enters the battlefield with a flying counter on it if a card discarded this way had flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Haste, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. There's one other piece of information that makes this particularly good. When Indominus Rex enters the battlefield, draw a card for each counter on it. Just discarding for abilities is not that great, but discarding and then being able to draw that extra card, that's really good. I'm already imagining a deck that has Indominus Rex at the helm. Free creature discards mean that I'm immediately thinking of reanimator effects. Dump the big reanimation effect, get my Indominus Rex a little bit more utility, and then also draw a card means that I have a ton of value all centered around discarding a card that I want in the graveyard anyways. Of course, there are a lot of people that have brainstormed the coolest creatures that you can discard with Indominus Rex. Cards like Venomthrope and Night Veil Predator have a bunch of keywords. Specifically, these ones have Flying, Death Touch, and Hexproof. And you can go through and find the cards that have the most keywords on it. Like if you want to include a Winston in your deck, Winston has a lot of keywords on it. But I don't know if I want just like keyword soup, hope to discard them later. I'd rather have cards that just incidentally have good abilities on them, but also synergize with my deck. For example, an Archfiend of Ifnir. If I'm going to be discarding a handful of cards, distributing a bunch of -1/-1 counters sounds good as well. And then also if I happen to give my Indominus Rex flying, thumbs up there. Other cards like a Toski, if this is going to be a really creature heavy deck, I'm going to have stuff like Baleful Strixes with flying and death touch. Toski's going to be pretty good on its own. But then if I happen to discard it, my Indominus Rex has Indestructible. Those are the types of cards I'm really looking for that can play both roles. They're good as creatures on the battlefield, and they're good discarded to my commander. Or they're really good reanimated, like I'll play an Archon of Cruelty to be able to get that flying, but also like that's the kind of card I desperately want to reanimate. Man, I can totally imagine an Ozolith in here being able to save all those counters, or maybe an Arwen Weaver of Hope to be able to put extra +1/+1 counters on, drawing extra cards. Gosh, I feel like this deck really can play in a lot of different ways, whether it's all in on your commander, whether it's an attacking creature strategy or a reanimation strategy, or just to grind them out with counters and draw synergies. Like, this sounds amazing to me. Let me know if you want a full deck list and a deck tech in the comments down below. Guys, this is just the beginning. We're going to get so many more cool dinosaurs. And so if you're interested in building dinosaur tribal decks or, opening up to like ability counters, Indominus Rex looks amazing. Go ahead and let me know. I also want to thank Cool Stuff Inc. because if you want to pick up some singles, for these amazing decks, these dinosaurs that go in your existing decks, Cool Stuff Inc. is amazing. Head on over there. Make sure you use the coupon code JUMBO5 because that's going to save you 5% off your order. Thanks so much to Cool Stuff Inc. And thank you to my patrons. Thank you for watching this video. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye-bye, everyone.